What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here is Legitical Response. We cover political news. We keep you up to date, keep you informed with everything that the government does. And Congress is crazy, y'all. Look, we have some congressmen out there that are just insane. And to prove my point, to drive that point home, I give you this.
And guys, I'm starting to think you're in a cult. That is your right, but it's not your responsibility. I promise you that's not what your constituents would want. So if you believe in states' rights, except when a jury in that state convicts your nominee for president, you might be in a cult. If you claim you back the blue but want to defund the police when the police go to your nominee's house to retrieve national security secrets, you might be in a cult. If you're supporting a guy whose felony convictions prevent him from getting a security clearance, you might be in a cult. And if the guy you're supporting for president has felony convictions that prevent him from going to Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Cambodia, Canada, Chile, China, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Egypt, Ethiopia, Hong Kong,
my motion
India,
takes precedent.
Indonesia, Iran, Ireland, Israel, Japan, Kenya, Macau, Malaysia, Mexico, Morocco, Nepal, New Zealand, Peru, Philippines, Singapore, South Africa, South Korea, Taiwan, Tanzania, Tunisia, Turkey, Ukraine, United Arab Emirates, and the UK,
the gentleman from Kentucky is recognized for 5 minutes. I'm out.
Get that, a congressman saying you might be in a cult, and then going past his time and not shutting up. Jim Jordan sitting there bouncing the freaking gavel up and down like, come on, dude, like what? Really? You're going to sit there and call your colleagues, your fellow congressmen, in a cult if they get behind Trump? Look at everything they're doing. This dude is a guy that slept with a Chinese spy. Didn't know she was a spy. But coming from this dude, that is just outright insane. Once again, like I say, I hesitate to say these people are cultists. But when you do stuff like that, you really make it hard for me to not say you're in a cult. But like I said, I'm resistant to doing that because Marjorie Taylor Greene has absolutely said some insane crap before, if you will, but nothing of that nature. I can promise you that. But continuing on with the corruption of the government and the corruption of the Biden administration, these people are outright nuts, y'all. Look, we have norms in this country. We have oversight in this country, and any administration that gets put into place has to abide by oversight. They don't get to dictate terms to the overseers. In other words, once again, I am harping on this point just to get this point out there and make sure everybody knows you can't just deny oversight like this.
Do you dispute that? So let's just face it. Mr. Biden has not been prosecuted, correct?
That's correct.
And the rationale given by Mr. Herr is because he was a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory, and he thought the jury would have sympathy towards Mr. Biden.
That was one of a long list of reasons that Mr. Herr gave for his decision.
Give me one more reason.
He found that, look, I don't want to get into a discussion about this, but I will say one of them was that the president was completely cooperative in this matter. That's the reason, huh? Okay, all right. You asked me one of the reasons. That was one of the reasons.
The issue that we have here, you don't want to give us the audio tape. You don't want us to have the recording. But ultimately, the issue is whether the transcript actually supports the special counsel's determination. Now, your office has basically pled two things in court, claiming, number one, executive privilege, and number two, this kind of interesting novel approach saying deep fakes, AI. Right, did your staffer who filed that, did they consult with you about the deep fake AI rationale for not providing the audio to us?
You're mischaracterizing the filing. That was one of again, a substantial number of arguments made in a Freedom of Information.
Did they consult with you specifically about that idea, that notion where they were going to say something like, quote, this is from the pleading, the passage of time and advancements in audio, artificial intelligence, and deepfake technologies only amplify concerns about malicious manipulation of audio files, close quote. Did they consult with you about that provision?
I'm not going to talk about internal department deliberations.
See,
that was one of a large number of explanations in the document you're talking about.
And I'm talking specifically about that particularized rationale, and you don't want to discuss it, which is why you're non-responsive, and that's why we need the audio. Now, let me explain why. Because your attorney also said that you did alter the transcript, and they said it was filler words, repeat words, and, I. But you know what? We don't know whether the blank, he said there were blank times where there was silence. We don't know whether those were 1 minute long, 2 minutes long. We don't know if he sputtered for and, because those were edited out. We do not know whether this supports and substantiates Mr. Herr's findings. By the way, you want to rely on Mr. Herr, you need to go back and listen to his testimony. Mr. Herr was pretty conclusive there that he had a poor memory. He was not able to answer all the questions. Substantively, the transcript may be accurate, but you know what? The audio would tell us so much more, which is why the Supreme Court, in the case that you poo-pooed when Mr. Fitzgerald was asking about, they said, look, if there's editing that's gone on here, that's the rationale, and there was editing. Your own office admitted it, but you won't admit it today. You've been non-responsive, and that's why we need the audio, and that's why you're here. Yield back.
Okay, so the fact that there is hundreds of hours of Joe Biden speeches, hundreds of hours of interviews on television, State of the Union addresses, just YouTube videos, there is so much content out there of Joe Biden speaking that anybody could take. And we know the apps. We know that it takes about 30 seconds of speech. We know we've been seeing the videos online for a couple of years now, right? There's been a bunch of viral ones going around of Obama, Trump, and Joe Biden all just kind of dad joking with each other and taking quick stabs at each other, if you will, in videos for years now. So the Biden administration saying that, no, we don't want to give up this audio because we're afraid of AI deepfakes. It's the most ridiculous excuse to deny oversight I've ever seen in my entire life. But this committee hearing with Merrick Garland had a lot of gems in it. That's why I'm covering it again. I covered it yesterday, and just Merrick Garland is just so incompetent. It just blows my mind that he is in the position that he is in. Check this out.
Mr. Attorney General, are you above reproach?
I'm not above criticism. I'm not sure what you mean by reproach, but of course you're totally free to criticize me, and I expect
Yeah, as
you will.
American citizens, we can criticize you. We can criticize all of our government employees, can't we?
Absolutely.
Because you've seemed to whine quite a bit today about being attacked or people challenging the decisions that you've made. I actually think that Daniel Greenfield, a contributor to Front Page Magazine, may have said it best when he said that a justice system can survive those who challenge the prosecutors, but it can't survive those who prosecute the challengers, which is kind of the situation we're in with the Biden administration.
I just wanted to butt in on that point right there. Yes, she is totally correct. These people do not have any problem whatsoever about going after people that criticize them. It's outright insane. That's all I had to say.
And you at the helm of the Attorney General's office. Attorney General Garland, in March, Chairman Jordan and I sent you an oversight letter requesting documents and information following the release of an undercover video indicating that the DOJ was working with the IRS to use artificial intelligence to surveil bank accounts of Americans in a clearly unconstitutional manner. The undercover video featured an IRS official privately admitting that the IRS had been using AI to spy on Americans' bank accounts en masse in real time. The IRS official further stated that the Department of Justice and Inspector General controlled this AI-powered warrantless surveillance system, not the IRS. Attorney General, would you agree with me that if the federal government were operating this form of financial surveillance program, there would be serious Fourth Amendment as well as other statutory and civil rights implications, considering that there is no individual probable cause and no search warrants are being obtained?
I would be stunned if the Justice Department has the kind of AI
Would you-
capabilities that you're talking about.
Would you agree with me that
would you agree with me to learn about this?
Would you agree with me that if they were engaging in that kind of surveillance, it would have serious Fourth Amendment implications?
I can't understand the kind of surveillance that you're talking about. Fourth Amendment prevents unreasonable searches and seizures without a warrant. If that's what we're doing, then of course that would violate the Fourth Amendment.
Notice his response in that. Notice he didn't say that he was shocked to hear about that he will go back and investigate and look into this matter. No, he didn't say that whatsoever. He totally deflected and said, no, I can't believe we would have technology. She didn't say anything about the DOJ actually doing this. She said an IRS whistleblower, right? Meaning the IRS was doing this in conjunction with the DOJ. Yeah, they love to get around these questions. These people do not care about oversight, do not care about accountability. It was Merrick Garland himself that has said that Congress needs to give them more money so they can do their job. What? We pay you plenty of money. These people are insane to not secure our southern border and then say Congress needs to give us more money to do so. No. That was in your appropriations budget. I'm sorry. That's how appropriations budgets work. You take the money that you're given and you work with that. They are spending significant amounts of their appropriations to go after January 6th defendants. And for what reason? People that were, not talking about the violent people now, talking about people that were non-violent. People that were just at the Capitol. Didn't trespass, didn't go into the Capitol. They were just there. They are still, till this day, going after these people. And for what? For what reason? They weren't violent, they didn't trespass, they didn't impede any kind of official proceeding or anything of that manner, but yet the FBI and the DOJ are still going after these people. They are still appropriating significant amounts of their budget to attacking American citizens that are totally innocent of what they're being attacked for. This is insane. And then they're going to say, give us some more money? No. I'm sorry. The congressional appropriators need to just deny their budget for a little while and see how they like that. See, now go do your job, because you're still under obligation by law to do your job even if you don't have funding. Yes, I went and looked that up. They are still obligated to do their job without funding. That's amazing, isn't that?
Okay, so I would request that you go back and read the letter that Jim Jordan and I sent to you. That might clear up your confusion just a bit.
I'll be happy to do
Now, while the committee has been following up with the department about this matter for months now, the department only replied with a formal response to the committee late last week. In the department's response letter, a DOJ spokesman, the Assistant Attorney General Carlos Iriarte, stated that the department is, quote, not aware of the department using any AI program that reflects the description in our March 20th letter, end quote. But saying that the chief AI officer is, quote, not aware of the department coordinating with the IRS to use AI to unconstitutionally spy on Americans' financial records is very different from saying unequivocally that the department is not doing so. Why won't the department just give us a clear answer as to whether it is actually using AI to spy on American citizens' financial records?
I'll be happy to take your letter back, and apparently you already have received a letter. I'll take it back and we'll see whether we can get you a clearer letter for you.
I would appreciate that.
You gotta love that, though. Being unaware that something is happening is not mutually exclusive with not doing it at all. You're just unaware that it's going on. He said in that same committee hearing that the DOJ employs 115,000 employees. So one of them could be doing this in conjunction with the IRS, and they all be unaware of it. 114,499 people could be totally unaware of it, and one person is doing it. They are still doing it. And he is not saying that he's going to look into this. He's not saying he's going to make sure that they're not doing this whatsoever. He's not giving any assurances to the American people that this type of activity is not going on. This type of behavior from the federal government is not happening. He is not giving us none of those assurances. That makes me have a lot less faith in the Biden DOJ to do its damn job, especially when they're going after Americans on the basis of political persuasion instead of going after people on the basis of criminal persuasion, if you know what I mean.
The tribe's experience runs in direct contrast to your testimony. Have you been in contact with any of our tribes about the impact that mass illegal immigration, human trafficking, and drug smuggling are having on their members?
Not only have I been in contact with the tribes, I've been on the reservation in Montana and Alaska. The answer to your question is Congress is not giving us money for FBI agents to go into the reservations.
So this is Congress's fault that you won't do your job.
It's Congress's
This
fault.
is Congress's fault that you won't protect
I will do
our
my-
reservation, that you won't protect our reservations from the consequences of the Biden and Mayorkas open border policies. That's Congress's fault, not theirs.
If you give us money for more FBI
Oh, you
agents
need more
for the
money for FBI
reservations,
agents.
they
How
will
about
go
if
to the
they just
reservations.
enforce the border? How about if you ask them to enforce the border?
You know, I think that's one of the most insane answers an attorney general can give. Congress has not appropriated enough money. You're getting $1.7 trillion deficit spending. We're spending $1.7 trillion more than what we take in. What do you mean you're not getting enough money? These people aren't doing their job. They're not enforcing the laws that are on the books. They're trying to claim that everybody coming across that southern border is a damn political asylee. That's statistically impossible. I'm sorry, that does not work. You cannot claim that. And they just refuse to shut it down. They refuse to stop these people. And you're going to see this in my next video that I've got coming up. Biden's new little plan about the border. That's just an absolute joke. But these people just, I can't stress this point enough. We need to get the Biden administration out of office. They are destroying norms in this country. I know I stress that point and I say it, and it's like I'm like a damn repeater repeating this, but by God, they are proving every single day and every single committee hearing and all their answers, all their interviews on TV that they're incompetent. They can't do their job. They don't want to do their job. They want to allow chaos and destruction all over this country. And we as the people need to do something about it. We need to wake up voters that aren't paying attention. Show them videos like this. Share this video with anybody and everybody that you can. Let them know exactly what the Biden administration is doing. Let them know you cannot support Joe Biden. You're going to get more of this just rogue administration that doesn't care about the rule of law, that doesn't care about oversight, for God's sakes, that doesn't care about its own people that it has sworn duty to protect. Does not care. Otherwise, they would do their job on that southern border. What she was talking about in that video is the Mexican cartels have infiltrated the Native American tribes, their tribal lands. They have infiltrated those tribes and are now employing some people in those tribes to run drugs for them and smuggle humans. Just read a story earlier of a bunch of people getting caught smuggling humans in the native tribes. And the Biden administration says they're not getting enough money, y'all. You know how big their budget is? Yeah, they have a huge budget. They're saying they're not getting enough money. It's just insulting to the American people for them to tell us, oh, Congress needs to give us more money. No. You need to enforce the laws on the books. Put these people, instead of writing up all these asylum cases, how about you get Border Patrol agents out of the office and on patrol of the border like they're supposed to be doing and stop these people from coming across the border? How about you stop spending money, a significant portion of your appropriations, of the money that you get, to stop Texas from assisting the federal government? That's right. The federal government, the DOJ, is suing Texas, spending thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, to sue Texas because Texas passed a law, Texas state law, to arrest people in this country that are here illegally and turn them over to ICE. The federal government is trying to stop Texas from doing that. And then Merrick Garland has the unmitigated gall to get up in front of a committee and say that Congress is not giving them enough money. Blow it out of your ass, Merrick Garland. You are spending so much money to fight Americans. It's outright insane. That's not to mention the lawsuit they have to continue their backdoor access to social media companies. Yeah, backdoor access, getting in touch with social media companies, shutting down conservative voices on social media. That is a travesty. It is a perversion of the First Amendment. These people should all be prosecuted and thrown in jail. Anybody tied to backdoor access to social media companies shutting down voices online, doesn't matter if they're conservative or if they're liberal, shutting people down in this manner, these people should go to jail for that. Absolutely go to jail, should be prosecuted, but they are spending money to fight to continue to do that under national security. Go blow it out of your ass once again, Merrick Garland. But I think I've rambled on for long enough. This topic heats me up like nothing else, y'all. But I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. Does this not blow your freaking mind? Just let me know what you think. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching. And y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.